What separates a good experience from a phenomenal one? It's not food, it's not budget, and it's absolutely not how many different great experiences you pack in. The difference comes down to specific rules that is based on how our brain form memories. This is the peakendrule, a principle uncovered by the psychologist and Nobel Prize-winning David Kahneman. His researches unclear something that is very fundamental. We do not remember everything of a specific experience. We remember the emotional peak and the end. And these single rules change everything of the way that we have to focus in order to optimize an experience. So let's deep dive together and try to understand how does it works. Our brain are not perfect recording machines. They are efficiency experts. To avoid being overwhelmed, our brains simplify a complex experience in just two specific data points: the most important emotional peak and how the experience concluded, the end. This is why after we experience a full day in a theme park and someone after 1 week asks us how was the experience, we immediately explain the most incredible emotional ride that we had and the fireworks at the end. The 45 minutes we spent in the line, gone. Your brain has already discarded that information because it's not useful, it's not the most emotional peak, and it's not the end. This contradicts all the way that we usually try to design an overall experience. We think that everything has to be perfect. Probably everything has to be on a very high level, but there must be two moments that have to be super perfect. Kahneman work distinguish between the experience utility, that is the feeling that we have all around, and the remembered utilities, that is the feeling that we are going to reconnect and we tell to ourselves later. And this is about almost all the in-person experiences. Probably you've been in a conference sitting there for 8 hours and few weeks later someone asks you, how was the conference? You say, wow, it was amazing, because you reconnect with that speaker that inspire you, move you, maybe make you laugh, and you just forgot. Erase all the mediocre or just average other speaker, and absolutely you don't remember the boring one. And again, this is why it's so important to have the greatest speaker or someone that is really able to shake yourself at the end of the event. And just to be clear, this is not just an interesting theory. This changed everything on the way that we, all of us, have to build and optimize the experience we are in charge. Because this rule can really amplify the ROI and everything that is related to the loyalty and the likelihood of return of one of your present and future clients. If a big part of your job is to focus on the overall customer experience, there must be a very specific interest, knowledge and budget to create the peak and manage the end. So how we design a peak? The first thing is that we have to shift and change the way that we usually think. We should stop asking ourselves, what happened next? We need to start asking, how do we want people to experience and feeling in that specific moment? The peak is a deep emotional moment, and it doesn't mean that have to be the most expensive one or the most crazy one. No, the peak is always about amplification. So you have to amplify that specific moment through different layers. First of all, human connection, humor, but also using sensor and anything that can go deeper inside of the people. Surprise is one of the most and incredible specific tools, where you are able to make that wow, it's something that becomes immediately a big emotional peak, and the people will remember it. The human connection, the humor, the smile, change the transactional moment to something that is deeper and can elevate that moment from an ordinary to an extraordinary. It's important to create something that you have to think that the people that experience it will tell to their friends or the other colleagues in their office. Because if everything has to be good, you have to be something that is really extraordinary, really curated with the idea of making that wow. The final moment is absolutely fundamental. It's in that goodbye that we create loyalty. Most of the experience just finished by accident. The people slowly disappear and somehow the things just finish. But the peak and rule tell us that the grand finale is the one that solidified the entire experience. You need to treat that moment like the final scene of a great movie. And this can be applied in many other things. Recently, I was in a hotel and during the checkout, the person behind the desk said to me, "Thank you very much, Mr. Gallorini, to be here with us. Can I just help you with the bags?" I said, "No, you don't need it." "Okay, so just let me offer you this bottle of water for your travel." Wow, that has been quite impressive because I thought that was an extra mile from that gentle and kind person. But while I was there, just because I'm curious, I saw that behind every desk there are bottles of waters. And when I was waiting the taxi, just taking that moment again and looking back, the same scene to the other client. So it's not just by chance. And those moments make me think a lot. And I say, we have so many different managers and many different processes and procedures inside of our company. But there's something that I think is very fundamental, to have a proper goodbye manager, because that is the experience that builds loyalty and create brand value.